I'm ready if you are. No,
Okay, yeah,
finally.
yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. And we continue our celebration of The Young and the Restless turning 50 years old with the one and only daytime Emmy Award-winning Sharon Case, who plays Sharon Rosales, although I would say Sharon Newman probably still
Yeah.
joins us now. How are you?
Hi, I'm really well. Thank you. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me. I just stepped off stage and finished my morning of shooting. It's a big day. We're starting the launching of a new storyline.
For Sharon?
Yeah.
Yay, finally.
I know, finally. It was worth the wait, believe me, because this is going to be amazing.
Can you give us a hint? Because I'm so tired of seeing her in the coffee shop dispensing advice.
Okay.
Life of her own.
Well, the storyline doesn't take place there.
Oh, yay. That must be a relief for you as an actor as well, right? To get out of the same sort of kind of
Well,
rut
I
that
have been
you're
there
in.
for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
10 years it feels
Well,
like.
I mean, I do think that it helps when you have you're trying to give a performance. If you're in the same place, in the same situation every day, it's not as conducive to, I don't know, changing the vibe or the storyline or your emotional situation. So
Sure.
yeah, this storyline will take place in a lot of different places. So far as I know, I don't know that it takes place in the coffee house so much, but we'll probably still see Sharon there, here and there, throughout. I mean, here and there throughout, because the storyline is it's a while developing.
Um, I'm glad to see this happening for you because you're at your best when something crazy is sort of going on. I was making a list of all of the things that Sharon has gone through. We've got, hang on one second here, infidelity, rape, mental health, kleptomania, a bipolar disorder, all kinds of
Arson.
dead children,
Yeah.
playing dead and thinking and letting her children think she was dead, even though she was alive, burning down the Newman Ranch.
Yeah, that's a
How
good one. One of the best.
how is it going from sort of contrast to contrast to contrast for you as a performer? I mean, because you have all of this sort of these wild sides of Sharon, and then all of a sudden you go, for example, to where she's been so long right now in the coffee shop, sort of the town sage dispensing advice. That's a totally different person almost. How do you manage that when you see what's on the page?
Well, I mean, for me as the actor, I like it. I like having something different to do and some different things to play. I wouldn't want to play the same exact note emotionally or situation every day over decades. So I'm glad that it does change up. I can get when I first started working in the coffee house all the time, talking to people, what I thought was, this will be nice because this is a chance for Sharon to just relax, laugh a little, make some jokes, have a good time with other
Right.
people in the community. And that was what I tried to make that into, and that's fun for me as an actor to get to do that, not always have her be in a tough situation, but see the lighter times and phases of her life too. So that's how I looked at that.
Let's talk about the longevity of the character. You were the third actor to play Sharon, the first two, and I remember all this. I've been watching the show for like 30 years religiously. The two performers who came on before you only lasted 2 months each. So you're a young actor and you're coming on the set of this show, and the last two actors have sort of not been up to snuff and only lasted 2 months. You're feeling what?
That I'm just gonna be fired.
That you're next.
Yeah, I'm
just want to
definitely
last the 2 months.
Yeah, it tells me, that there's nothing wrong with the actresses that were here. It's just that they're not sure exactly what they want out of this character yet, and maybe they'll know it when they see it.
Yeah.
So, which is fine, and that's the way things go sometimes. That can be quite normal. But in that situation, I don't know that I'm going to be that either. So all I can do is, go out there and be me. And, but I thought if that's a situation where an actress comes in and starts playing the role, but they're not really sure, they're kind of testing you out or trying to land on whether or not you're the right person or not. Well, there are probably fewer odds than normal that this is
Mm,
going to work out for you.
yeah.
So I took it with a grain of salt and tried not to take anything personally. That's all an actor can do anytime, you know.
Why do you think the characters lasted so long and been so popular? Because, for example, like I tweeted yesterday that I was going to be talking to you today, and the reaction is so huge. You're so loved by the fans,
Oh,
who call
I
you words like
didn't.
legend.
Oh my God. I didn't
Yeah,
see the tweet yesterday. I wish I'd known. I would have checked in
I think I
and
tagged you
pestered
on it.
all my friend viewers that like to get on Twitter. I would have knocked on all their doors about it. But thank you for doing that. And I hope some of them will tune in and watch this. And so
I
I want to
think
give
they
a shout
will.
out to all my girls. Mermaid.
Is that
You-
what they call themselves?
well, they have call names and there's Lilac. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know which one she likes to go
Shout
by,
out
but
to them.
yeah, but a shout out to her because I mean, in my last interview, I definitely gave a shout out to one of my other faves.
So
And
why do you think
so
the
many. So if I haven't named you, don't worry, you're next.
why do you think the character who has been controversial, to say the least, I mean, hooking up with Victor Newman at one point, for example, not the most popular storyline that ever existed out there, burning down the Newman Ranch, going sort of losing your mind. What has kept the character popular despite all of her insane choices in the journey she's been on?
Well, it's because so much happens with her. Like you just said, she marries Victor Newman. She burns down a ranch. She's always got some interesting things she's going through. She's bipolar. That's fascinating. But I mean, other than all of the action, she's had a lot of great action storylines and emotional storylines. But a lot of it is her relationship with Nick.
Mm.
And I see some fans, majority of fans really want Nick and Sharon back together. That is the vast majority. But for the ones that think that Sharon deserves better, well, that's true too. But that's what's compelling about Nick and Sharon is that you do want them to be together mostly, but then you think about all the bad things that have happened and it makes you think, could there be a better life for her? Or maybe not. And then you watch them parent their children, even though their children are grown, there's still parenting involved in that. And the friendship that's ensued between them, the patience and respect that they've had to learn how to give each other. This relationship isn't just, it started out as a puppy love, but it's not just that. This is a relationship of who people are at any age, what the relationship is like as they grow old to go through their lives. I think that the relationship, in other words, that's a long way of saying it. The relationship is really what makes the character popular and the storylines, but the relationships.
What storyline did you enjoy sinking your teeth into the most?
Wow, let's see. The most. Gosh. Well, I think that Cassie's death,
That's what I was going to say.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the most dramatic situation that an actress can play is losing their child. It's probably definitely the most tragic and dramatic situation that you're going to find that would happen to anybody in real life. And the fallout for years afterwards is a large part of that and was a large part of that. So that was a storyline that went on and on and on. And is still talked about by Sharon and Nick and others today.
Daytime TV's landscape once included 12 soap operas, before that, even more. But for a long run, 12 soap operas, Y&R always being number one on that list. Now whittled down to just 4 shows, with Y&R still number one and celebrating 5 decades on TV. So, what do you attribute that to?
Well, good writing and characters that people want to tune in and see every day. The storylines are and the writing are obviously very, very important, and our writing has been great. But I think that when the writers write toward a character and right into that character and really develop who that character is, that's what draws people in and makes you really want to tune in and see those people every day. And that's true of any show. That's how it works for Young and the Restless. If you think about other shows that have lasted forever, like let's say Seinfeld, comedy, but why did you tune in to Seinfeld every day? Because you had to see those characters. It wasn't even so much about what they were doing, but he really did nothing. But you loved that about it.
So I'm going to speak from a fan point of view. There's a lot of fans who are watching this right now who will say there are lots of writers that come on and don't do the character justice or write against character or even ruin character. And there've got to be times, therefore, that you've picked up the script and thought, no way, I hate this.
Sure.
And you do what? How do you get over that hump?
Well, the writer and the actor, it's a kind of a co-relationship. If I see something I think is out of character, I don't like, or I don't understand, it is my job to make sense of it and to take it off the page and turn it into something that's going to be entertaining to watch. The reason why things like that happen in the writing is because we get a lot of different writers. Not everyone is going to be exactly on point on every point that the viewers would like to see it be with every single character and every storyline, because you've got all these different writers coming and going. But it is definitely my job to at least turn it into something entertaining. And sometimes when you think you don't like where the writing is going, either for a character or the storyline, you think, oh, this is ruining it. Leave it to the actor to bring you something that you ultimately thought was one of the best storylines you ever saw.
When was it most challenging then for you to pick up the scripts and play Sharon and find something decent to play out of that?
Oh, well, for sure. The Sharon and Victor story.
I was gonna say that felt like incest.
I mean, it was like incest. That made it challenging. Victor has always been Sharon's sort of father figure, so that made it challenging. I mean, as the actress, I had all of these hurdles, and I did what I could with it. I really do think that the writing, it was funny, it was smart, it had a lot of really great elements to it and a lot of challenging hurdles to get over. So we did have that, even though I know the audience, and so would I. The first thing you'd say is, oh no, Sharon and Victor, no way, you can't do that. And I agree, who wouldn't? But because we did it, and the natural conflicts inherent in that, it really grabbed your attention. We're still talking about it to this day. And, I had Eric Braeden to work with, who is, my favorite actor to work with on the show. He's the most talented. Well, I'll say, I think he's so talented. I do my best work when I'm with him. So even in a situation where it's challenging and that the fans are going to be working against you on this storyline, which is great. It gave us something to overcome and something to do. And that storyline ended up having a lot of great comedy in it.
A lot.
I have it pinned on my Twitter account where Sharon is marrying Tucker and Victor walks in, and because Sharon has decided to let everybody know that Victor is indeed dead, which he's not, and she's going to take over the company. That was fun. That was great. Her walking out of the funeral home with his urn of ashes was in a wedding dress was hilarious. I mean, that's taking some chances in the writing, and all of that took chances. But at the end of the day, there's the viewpoint of I agree with this or I don't agree with this. This was wrong. But there's on the other hand, which is something else you could say about watching it. That was entertaining.
It was entertaining. What do you want to say before I let you go to the
don't go.
No, I don't want to, but I have to. I'm looking at the time. Okay. What do you want to say to the fans?
I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Keep watching Young and the Restless. This has been so much fun. What a great ride. And it wouldn't be the same thing if you weren't all here with us.
Well, thank you for all the fun that you've provided people like me who are fans of the show for all these years. You're so fun to watch, and I wish you all the best. It's nice to chat with you.
I wish you all the best too. Thank you so much for the chat.
Take care, Sharon.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
That was great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great. That was really fun. Thank you.
I'm glad you could make it on. This is my last interview for the series that we're putting together.
Oh,
So
good.
yay, I'm glad you could make it.
Okay, yeah, thank God I was able to make it. Jeez.
That's why I was waiting.
Oh my God, I didn't know I was getting squeezed in, but okay, yeah, then, oh wait, I did see that on Twitter. Okay, I'm gonna give it a retweet. Then when you put it up there, of course, I'll retweet it. I'm gonna try to get a piece of this and put it on my Instagram.
Okay, amazing. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. Thank
All the
you.
best.
Yeah, you too.
Take care, Sharon.
All right, bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Shaun.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
You as well.